According to Defend South Africa, a coalition of human rights groups is planning a protest march in Pretoria to express their demand that President Cyril Ramaphosa resign immediately. Growing dissatisfaction with the current government is the backdrop for the event. Please kindly subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so as to get all our updates. Thanks. The demonstration's organizers attribute their call to action to a number of important factors, including accusations of corruption, economic mismanagement, and governance shortcomings. A sizable contingent of opposition parties, civil society groups, and concerned citizens are expected to participate in the march. These people believe that in order to address the pressing issues the nation is now experiencing, new leadership is needed. Before proceeding to important government facilities, protesters are presently gathering in a significant location in the capital city. When they arrive, they want to file a formal petition outlining their grievances. The organizers of the rally have emphasized their commitment to a nonviolent protest and asked all participants to adhere to legal behavior while simultaneously raising their voices. Security personnel are on high alert to safeguard public order, even though there haven't been any reports of disturbances as of yet. The march is a reflection of the rising discontent among certain segments of the populace who feel that the government has not done enough to address problems, including the lack of proper service delivery, unemployment, and accountability in public office. Even while there have been demands for Ramaphosa's resignation for a while, political analysts have noted that today's march is a more coordinated effort by civil society to put pressure on the government. Others who support the president counter that stability still depends on his leadership, especially as the country works through the challenging process of enacting social and economic changes. All eyes are on Pretoria during the protest to gauge the level of public outrage and assess whether or not this movement will continue to gather momentum in the next weeks. The public has been assured by the authorities that the right to peaceful protest would be upheld, but that they will also take precautions against any possible disturbance. We will offer updates on the march and its outcomes as fresh information becomes available. The outspoken leader of South Africa's economic freedom fighters, EFF, Julius Malema, has once again sparked national controversy with his audacious claim that no white man can ever speak to me disrespectfully or treat me like a small boy because I have never accepted money from any white person. Malema's remark has sparked controversy once again. His long-standing stance on racial and economic self-determination in a country still heavily impacted by its apartheid past is highlighted in this address, which he gave with the defiance that has been characteristic of his manner. Malema's speech is not just a personal opinion. Rather, it is a political declaration that fully articulates his political philosophy. He has consistently supported policies like the nationalization of important industries and the expropriation of land without compensation as part of his push for drastic economic change. He has maintained that the breakdown of the white minority's historical economic control is a prerequisite for the actual freedom of Black South Africans. By distancing himself from white people's financial clout, Malema presents himself as an unbought leader. He does this to steer clear of the alleged concessions associated with depending on those who profited from the systemic inequalities brought about by apartheid. His words have historical significance that cannot be ignored. The majority of white people and businesses still dominate a disproportionate amount of the South African economy, even after decades of democratic administration. Malema claims that by refusing to accept money from white contributors, he is rejecting any power dynamics that could still be in place and might weaken his position of authority or dilute his message. Other Black leaders are also challenged by it, since it suggests that, depending on historically privileged groups, for funding might result in a kind of neo-colonial subservience. As anticipated, there has been a great deal of division in the reactions to his announcement. His supporters value his obstinate stance because they believe it to be crucial.